Hello. In this video, we are going to look at a type of derivative contract called as swaps. Now, what is this swap? Just like any other derivative, this is also a contract between two entities where those two entities agree to exchange the cash flows between them for a particular period of time. Okay, this is an OTC product, which means that there is a good chance of counterparty default in these type of contracts. There are two main types of swaps that we are going to see in this video. One is the interest rate swap and the second is the currency swap. Let's start with interest rate swap. Interest rate swap. Let's assume that there are two companies, company A and company B. Both these companies have borrowed certain amount from a bank. Okay, let's assume that company A has borrowed rupees 10,000 at an interest rate of 8% from a bank. Similarly, company B has borrowed the same 10,000 rupees from a bank at an interest rate which is MCLR plus 1. This MCLR plus 1 denotes that this interest rate is a floating interest rate, whereas for company A it's a fixed interest rate. For company B, it's a floating interest rate and it is represented by MCLR. MCLR stands for Marginal Cost of Funds Based Lending Rate. Okay, what this floating rate means is that the interest that the company B has to pay on this 10,000 will vary depending on the changes that happens in this MCLR. Okay, so company A is paying a fixed rate liability and company B is having a floating rate liability. Now let's assume that both of these companies want to change the nature of their cash payments. Company A wants to change from fixed to floating and company B wants to change from floating to fixed. So what company A and company B can do is they both can get into a contract whereby the company B will pay company A an 8% on the notional amount. Here the notional amount would be rupees 10,000 rupees. So the company B is going to pay 8% on 10,000 rupees to company A, and the company A in return will pay that MCLR plus 1% on the 10,000 rupees to company B. Okay, next the company A, as it receives this 8%, will pay the bank the same 8% on the 10,000, and similarly company B will pay the MCLR plus 1% interest that it has received from company A to bank B. So overall, if you look at the transaction, the company A is actually paying only MCLR plus 1. Okay, the fixed rate of 8% which is it is supposed to pay the bank, it is receiving from company B and it is paying the bank. Okay, so company A is effectively paying a floating rate, whereas company B is going to effectively pay a fixed rate. Okay, so company A, from its fixed rate liability, it has changed it to a floating rate liability. Similarly, company B has changed it floating rate liability to a fixed rate liability. So this is what will happen in an interest rate swap. Two companies which want to change the nature of their liabilities will get into a contract, and whereby one company will change from fixed to floating and the other company will change from floating to fixed. So this is how typically an interest rate swap will work. In many cases, it is not easy for company A to find a company B which would suit their interest. Okay, so most of the times a bank will play as an intermediary, whereby it will act as a market maker, bringing in company A and company B together. Okay, so for that the bank may charge certain amount of commission. If you look at this, okay, a bank is going to act as an intermediary and it is going to charge a commission whereby in both transactions or on both sides, from company A as well as company B, it is going to charge a percentage of commission. Here in this case that is 0.25%. Okay, if you look at this, company B is paying, or to start with, company B has borrowed the principal amount at MCLR plus 1 and company A has borrowed at 8%. Now both company A and B wants to convert this fixed to floating and floating to fixed. So they approach a bank, and bank is going to act as an intermediary between company A and company B. So company B will pay 8% to the bank, and bank in turn will pay 7.75 percentage to company A. The bank is going to take 0.25 percentage of the payment as its commission. This is on one leg of the transaction where one company is paying another company. In the second leg, where company A is going to pay company B, company A is paying MCLR plus 1 percentage to the bank, whereas when the bank repays company B, it is going to pay MCLR plus 0.75 percentage. So it is going to charge 0.25 percentage on the other leg of the transaction as well. Generally, in a swap, we consider it to have two legs where transaction happens between company A and company B, and then again company B to company A. So we call it as two legs of a transaction. So a bank is going to charge commission on both the legs. So effectively, in this case, the bank is going to net 0.5 percentage of the total transaction amount. Okay, so this is how typically an interest rate swap will work. Currency swap. In a currency swap, two companies will get into a contract whereby each of them will agree to exchange their cash flow from cash flow happening in one currency to another currency. Okay, let's assume that you have two companies, one a US company, another an Indian company. Let's say that the US company wants to borrow from an Indian bank to start its business in India. Similarly, an Indian company wants to borrow from a US bank in US to start its business in US. Now, compare if you compare these two companies, the rate at which they can borrow will be much cheaper in their own country than in the other country. So for a US company, it can borrow at a lower interest rate in US than compared to what it can borrow in India from an Indian bank. Similar is the case for an Indian company. So what these two can do is these two can get into a contract whereby the US company will borrow the amount needed by the Indian company from the US bank. Let's say that the Indian company needs around $10,000 to start its business. So the US company is going to borrow $10,000 from the US bank at the interest rate of 5%. So now what the Indian company is going to do is the Indian company is going to borrow an amount which is equal to those dollars but in terms of its own currency, which is effectively translated using the exchange rate. Let's assume that $1 will be equal to 75 Indian rupees. So the Indian company is going to borrow 7,50,000 rupees, which will be equivalent to 10,000 US dollars. Okay, it is going to borrow the 7,50,000 rupees at 8% interest rate from the Indian bank. The next step is the Indian company is going to lend this principal completely to US company, and also the US company is going to lend the $10,000 to the Indian company. So effectively what is happening is both the companies are exchanging the principal amounts that they have borrowed, and they are agreeing that the Indian company would pay 5% on the $10,000 to the US company, and the US company will pay 8% on the 7,50,000 rupees to the Indian company. Okay, now the Indian company, what it does is it pays the 5% interest in terms of dollars to the US company, whereby and the US company is going to pay 8% interest in terms of rupees to the Indian company. The US company receiving this 5% will in turn pay the US bank the 5% interest for the $10,000, and also the Indian company, when it receives the 8% from the US company in terms of rupees, it will use that to repay the 8 or repay the interest on the 7,50,000 rupees that it has borrowed from the Indian bank. Okay, so this transaction will happen on an agreed upon time period. For, let's say, for example, they are getting into a contract whereby the exchange of interest rate happens for 5 years. So at the end of each year, Indian company is going to pay 5% on the US dollars and US company is going to pay 8% on the Indian rupees. So this is going to happen for next 5 years. And at the end of 5 years, what happens is the US company will repay the 7,50,000 which it has borrowed from the Indian company, and similarly the Indian company will repay the $10,000 which it has received from the US company. Okay, this is how typically a currency swap will work. So here what actually happening is the exchange rate is being fixed at 75 rupees per dollar for the whole length of transaction. So any fluctuations in the exchange rate is mitigated by this particular transaction. So this is how typically a currency swap